All my life, I've heard about people who never really gave up in their life. This idea of not giving up is so glorified in our society, and we all have heard about it. In movies, in book, on YouTube channels, in coaching classes, especially in coaching classes, we all hear about such people who, no matter how many setbacks they had in their life, they failed, and failed again, but they never really gave up. And then one day they succeed. And I'm not going to lie on this channel, it's inspiring. The story is really inspiring. But the problem is, rather than just getting inspired by that story, we make such stories the narrative of our life. What I mean by that is, we look up to this idea of not giving up so much कि हम ये भूल जाते हैं कि sometimes giving up might be the smartest, even the bravest move that anyone could have done at that point. There is this unspoken pressure in our society to hold on to things, to keep fighting, even if it's breaking you. I've seen people turn their entire lives into a single goal. They chase something for years, even decades. Maybe a job, a career, or even a relationship for that matter. And someday, some of them even succeed. Today in this video, we are really not going to talk about that some people, they already had their limelight. But today, this video is about all the other people who chose to walk away, who never really kept themselves in the same loop of trying and trying and trying again. But again, we have to understand, why do some people actually hate the idea of giving up? Why is it? There are two aspects to this why. एक तो ये है कि people chase difficult goals, tougher to crack exams, because somehow cracking such exams or cracking that one job will give them bragging rights. एक ऐसी एग्ज़ाम जहाँ पे बहुत लोग नहीं क्रॉस कर सके, it will somehow mean that there are people who failed but you passed, so you succeeded, so somehow you are better than the other people. I've seen one thing about such people: the competition never really ends for them, even if they qualify that one exam. No matter where they go in their life, वो competition वो अपने दिमाग में लेके हर जगह चलते हैं. तो भले ही उनके लाइफ में एक ऐसा टाइम आएगा जहाँ पे वो पूरी तरह सेटल्ड है एंड एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग रियली वेल, बट दे विल नेवर बी एबल टू लिव हैप्पीली विद दैट, क्योंकि उनको एक आदत हो चुकी है टू बी बेटर दैन एवरीवन एल्स. इन केस यू आर वन ऑफ सच पीपल जिन्होंने अपने लाइफ में यू फील कि आपने अपने लाइफ में कुछ अच्छे एग्जाम्स क्रैक कर लिए हैं, बट यू स्टिल डोंट फील सेटिस्फाइड विद ऑल ऑफ दैट. आई थिंक इट्स टाइम दैट यू रिफ्लेक्ट कि यू ऑलरेडी वॉन in some ways and stop this game inside your head of being better, of proving yourself. You need to stop it here in your mind, because there is no game going outside your mind. And the second point, somehow we have this thing in our head कि if I try for something more than 3 times, more than 1 time, 2 time or 3, and you keep trying for one exam, one job, and you still did not clear it and you give up, that would look like to someone else as if you have failed. And somehow we have this habit of looking at ourselves through someone else's POV. So if you are one of those who is holding on to that one job, that one career from a very long time, I think it's time that you stop and reflect. Is it that do I actually want this job, or is it that I don't want to be called someone who lost, or I don't want to look at myself as someone who lost? Somewhere in my life I read about this thing that life isn't a race, it's a marathon. And उस टाइम पे मुझे ये कॉन्सेप्ट काफ़ी सही लगा था. When you think about it, कि रेस में there is this concept of first, second and third. But in marathon, it's about showing up, completing the race and just going to the finish line at your own pace. And काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग साउंड करता है पहली बार में, बट टुडे व्हेन आई थिंक अबाउट इट, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हाउ इज़ लाइफ इवन अ मैराथन? वी डोंट रियली हैव अ फिनिश लाइन हियर. Life is just about showing up, doing 100% and finding peace in the process without having the pressure of winning something, and understanding that not every path really leads to victory. Sometimes it's about learning, growing and finding your own thing. Whenever people think that they have failed at something or they have lost something, they think of it as a full stop there in their life. However, that is not how it is. How I look at it is, that is the time for you to just change direction. Look at something better. Are we really stopping? No. We are in fact changing direction, which in fact to me looks like a very beautiful thing to do. There is a mental strength in walking away that people don't really talk about enough. It takes courage to admit that something is not really working out for me. It's not really weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing yourself enough to understand that I deserve better now. And the people who understand this, they're at peace. They are not stuck in this endless loop of not being enough. They are not proving anything to anyone. They feel whole within themselves. And let me tell you the story of all those people who never believed in giving up. These stories might be inspiring, but people who chose to walk away, the stories of letting go, these stories are encouraging. So, if you are a person who is holding on to something, let me tell this to you. It's okay to stop. It's okay to change direction. It's okay to say that I've done my 100% here. Maybe now it is the time for something new. Because walking away doesn't really mean that you've lost. It means that you've won the hardest battle, the one with yourself. So, if you have let go of something and then you felt better because of that, let me know in the comment section. For now, thank you so much for watching this video. See you soon. Bye bye.